video is going to be on the AmeriBrade Fastback unboxing. So some people may ask, what is the AmeriBrade Fastback? It is a 2x72 belt grinder that I will be using to create knife bevels and for shaping and polishing. So I'll use it for shaping the steel blank itself into the knife shape that I want, grinding the bevels, shaping the handle and scale material, and then ultimately polishing everything out. I have belts ranging from 60 grit up to 5,000 grit that will work with this grinder, and I'll show some examples of what I've done with it in the short time that I've had with it. So that's what it is and what I'm going to be doing with it, why I chose this particular grinder. After looking at a lot of the different options on the market, and there are a lot, I can't say that one is better than the other because I don't have experience with other belt grinders. For me, this was a good value. It came with a lot of accessories, and I follow the philosophy buy once, cry once, and so I just went with their top tier package because there were things that came in it that I was going to want to buy anyway, even if I started with a base package. So this way I just have it from the get-go and I can just jump right in. The other reason I chose AmeriBrade is that they're a small company, and if I can help out a small business, I prefer to do that than buying from the big guys, right? Customer service has been great. There were a few things that weren't in the original shipment, but they were able to get those to me in pretty short order. Some things were just out of stock. You'll see, I think in the part of the video where I unboxed the small wheels, if you look close, one of the small wheels in the wrapping is actually missing. That was the 1/4-inch wheel. It was just back ordered. So things like that. But again, you know, customer service was good, and they were able to get everything to me in short order. So, all right, well, I hope you enjoy this video. If you do, please like, subscribe, hit that bell, and you'll get more content in the future. I plan on doing a series of different videos, a lot of them surrounding this particular knife grinder, as I get more familiar with it and get more into knife making. So here we go. All of the boxes are labeled. There were 6 in total. So you can see there's 2 of 6 on this box, 6 of 6 on this other box here, and so on. The only one that wasn't marked that way, I'm pretty sure this is going to be the small wheels. It's pretty heavy for a small box, but I think that's just the size of the packaging and the size of the sticker just don't match up real well. So I'll start with the small one, and we'll just go up from there. All right, AmeriBrade, it's written everywhere, so you know who it's from. Got some tape, just cut that. Didn't quite fold out the way I thought it would. And it's not what I thought it was. It looks like that's the casters for the stand finally. Look at that. Pretty nice. Good quality. The knob here, just twist it and even it up on the floor. Like that. Goes down pretty easy. I'm sure it's going to be different with weight on it. Then that hits the floor, puts your wheels up. There we go. First box. All right, so this is going to be box 1. Box in here, probably the mounting hardware. See if I can give you a better look. So you can see it mounted to that board. And then this is all sprayed in foam for packing. So it's like wrapped around the Fastback frame itself. So let me tilt this up and we'll cut back in. All right, here we go. This is again box 1 of 6. It's the actual Fastback frame. Looks like the wheels are mounted, and we've got all this sprayed in foam. And it's cool since you're spacer wrench to get all for the setup, the initial setup when you're getting your motor and everything lined up. Set that aside. Take a look here. Bring the camera down, get a better look. There she is. All knurled knobs. This machine is very well built from what I can see so far. All the reviews on it that I could find anyway, were really great. One of the reasons I'm making this series of videos is because there was very little on the Fastback, the older style AmeriBrade 2x72 grinder. There's several videos on it. There's one good video that I found from AmeriBrade themselves. They walk you through all the different usages for it and all the different setup, and that's a really good video. I encourage everybody to watch it. It's a good watch. It's probably around 45 minutes long or so, but it's well done. This box was packaged with the Fastback chassis. I got kind of excited unloading the Fastback that I set it aside and I forgot about it. So I'm gonna open it now, see what all is in here. Mounting bracket. This is the 90-degree split. Let's take a minute to appreciate the actual amount of packaging foam this is. It is sprayed all inside of this assembly. It's on the outside, underneath, it's on top, all the way around. Let's see if I can pull it out. Jesus. All right, look at that. Wow, that stuff really stinks. All right, look at that. Nice knurled knob again. Mounting hardware. Should be for mounting it to the base, which we'll get to here shortly. All right, there we go. One more piece of the puzzle. Here we are. This is 2 of 6. Looks like the motor. With the 1.5 horsepower setup on 110. I think with the 220 setup, that bumps things up horsepower-wise to 2 horsepower. And this is going to be fun to open. I'm going to flip this over and dump the box out on the table here. Okay, looks like a mount. Wrapped up on its own in this saran wrap and cardboard, it looks like. That, my friends, is a hefty motor. Solid, high quality plug. And that plug will go into the VFD. And there we go. Big fat and big motor. Again, we have the mounting hardware to mount it to the Fastback here. You have the bracket and then all the nuts and bolts. are wrapped up on here as well. Look at that. So this looks like 1/4 inch steel. So again, very hefty, very heavy duty. Again, I expect no problems out of this setup whatsoever. And again, very well packaged. So far, I'm really impressed. Should be the VFD. That blade is about shot. Looks like it is just the VFD. Pull that out. There we go. A couple tools. Packing foam. Lots of damn packing foam. And so this is a K-back VFD, but they actually have their logo, the AmeriBrade logo on here, instead of the K-back logo, so that's kind of interesting. I've done a lot of research on this. This VFD is pretty well known. Should hold up really well. Looking forward to using it. See, this variation has the forward and reverse switch, stop position, and then an independent start-stop. So if I leave it in reverse, I can start and stop it, or I can have kind of double protection. And then of course the speed control itself. So we'll get into this a little bit more with the assembly. Assembly video will be coming up soon. I've already started working on that. Tilt this up. So, set this aside. Looks like we've got accessory arms with small wheel attachments. Flatten. Tool arm. Knurled knob. Pretty sure that's for the small wheel attachment. And that nice big steel work shelf. Everything is tapped, ready for use. This thing looks great. I'm not really sure what's in here, but we're about to find out. So everything here is packed exactly the same. More foam. Definitely accessories. So stands and small wheels. See that they're wrapped in there. These are pretty small. It's a pretty extensive wheel set if you buy this package. It's one of the reasons I got the master package was because of the small wheel setup. Otherwise, buy the different wheel sets on their own. It can get pretty expensive, and I was going to do it anyway eventually. So I figured I'd just eat the cost up front now, be done with it, and be ready to roll. So those are the wheels. Set those up here. This is a bracket, sets into the stand. And I believe that's to hold this water bucket. So when you're grinding, this sits into the stand, and I'll show that later once everything's assembled. So you don't have to have a bucket hanging off or tie strapped or bungeed onto your workbench to dip your blades in and cool them off as you're grinding. You can just do everything right there. Should be a pretty nice and convenient setup. It's just right there in front of you all the time. for the wheel. Look at that guy. Nicely milled, good crown, looks really, really consistent. Hole there to put your T Allen into, tighten it onto your arbor. And that's that box. So the wheel sets, the drive wheel, and the water pan and bracket. All right, so last box, 6 of 6. Oh yeah. More spray and foam, our favorite. I do have to admit, as much as it does kind of smell a little bit, I can't imagine a better way to actually hold and lock all this stuff in here. Especially since it's all heavy. This really has nowhere to go by the time they spray this in and close this box up. It's pretty flush with the lid. You know, with the box sides. Box of hardware. I'm guessing we'll find out in a second for sure, but oh boy. I'm gonna set this down and then I'll lift it back up onto the table outside the box. So that looks like the stand here on top. These are the cross arms that it sits into underneath that the casters will mount to. I'll go ahead and I'll take the plastics off. That's the main base. So this will sit, well, it'll flip upside down actually, like this. And it'll sit into these slits on one side, I believe. We'll find out. I have to go back and refresh myself on the assembly. This is in the box with the stand. Keep forgetting to open up the extra boxes. And again, I was right, it's just hardware and brackets. All solid, good steel, nice and thick, all 1/4 inch brackets again, heavy bolts, Allen key bolts, regular bolts, see what they're for. The one thing I did notice is there are no instructions for the assembly or anything else that I've found other than a pamphlet that came with the VEG motor. I'm a little bit surprised on that. I thought they would at least include some kind of instruction set for it. There is a good video online on YouTube for setting it up and on their website. So if you go to AmeriBrade.com, you can find those videos as well, which I am definitely going to have to do just to make sure that I put this thing together right. And like I said, I think I'll do an assembly video for it, and we'll see how my assembly of this goes compared to the way that they show us how to do it on their website and on YouTube. I was not able to find anybody else doing any kind of video like this for the AmeriBrade Fastback, not as a user experience, just from the factory. There's good factory videos. So I thought I'd offer this up as an alternative, but that's the unboxing. Those wheel stands click into this base. You see all these cutouts. There are hangers on the the brackets for the wheels that hook onto those, along with that water pan that I talked about earlier. That guy right there. So there we go, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. I look forward to doing more, and I will hopefully have an assembly video put together soon, shortly following this one.